This had better be the last of them. I grow weary of slaying such filth, and your gold is running thin, zealot.
Your tongue doesn't cut nearly as deeply as your blade, sellsword. Silence yourself and prepare to dispatch this vile creature.
It's just around here, in the old church house. It's been abandoned 100 years, but then it moved in. Brought with it nothing but pain and misery and death. Assassins and pirates, far cries, divisions, not to mention when they took old Thomas Clancy. Oh, what they did to Thomas was a right crime.
What's the beast called?
Don't let its name cross your lips.
Ain't nothing more I can do to hurt me. Bastard calls itself Ubisoft.
You fool! You've spoken its unholy name and summoned it right to us.
You'll owe me double for this, priest.
Just buy me time enough to cast a union summoning spell.
Over here! Get inside the church! It knows we're here. So make sure not to say anything.
Priest, begin the ritual.
Divina virtute in infernum detrude! It's done. Finish off the creature.
It's done.
Are you certain? This is no normal beast.
You zealots are all the same. You speak of these creatures like they're gods, beyond the reach of mere mortal men. Let me tell you this, priest, and remember it well. They can bleed. They can die. And Ubisoft is dead. Tell me, priest, how was it that you came across so much gold? Last time we met, I believe you gave me all the gold you had. Or so you told me. Would a man of God lie so easily?
My gold and where it comes from is of no concern to you, sellsword. You just mind your torch and keep your sword at the ready.
You truly believe that this blizzard is real?
Aye. I've seen it with mine own eyes. Perhaps it was before your time, but the blizzard once ruled these lands as a benevolent overlord. This countryside was a shining beacon for humanity, but the people knew not of its evils. The blizzard was never more than a slimy, crawling, conniving, hateful creature, intent on nothing but death and misery.
And yet no one in town has ever heard of its name?
Far few know its name, for it rarely left survivors. It slayed an entire world of Warcraft, finished off every single one of the heroes of the Storm, and some even claim it created and killed off 3 devils for its own amusement.
And you believe a mercenary and a priest stand a chance against such a being?
I believe we have no other choice. The very existence of this beast is a sacrilege, a blasphemy, an impurity on our world that must be cleansed. And believe me when I say...
What in God's name is that stench?
We've arrived. The blizzard must be close. Ready yourself.
My God! Look at the size of it! It looks to be already dead, priest. You can see its skin rotting off its bones.
Mortals! Who dares? Who dares enter my domain?
Down here, beast. What's happening to you, Great One? You were once a bastion of hope for humanity, and now you lay here rotting to death in your own filth.
Mortals! Here to tell me about humanity. Look around you, man-flesh. I was always this. But none of you wanted to see it. I never hid who I was. And you cheered me as I vanquished your enemies, as I showered you with gifts, as you marveled at the splendor of my power. And now that I'm here before you in my true form, you avert your gaze, you grimace, you hate. But know this, human, I was never more than a mirror for your people. I showed you who you are, what you want, what you believe, and your greed allowed it all to happen.
Sellsword, finish it.
Finish! My glory will not be so easily diminished. I am the Blizzard, and I
guess its glory was easy to diminish. Neck was a bit thick, though.
A fitting end to such a creature, once worshipped by man. The Blizzard will die alone and forgotten, rotting to death in a deep, dark cave. Amen.
Oi, here's those 2 ales. That'll be 10 shillings. Or I can save you those shillings, and you can do me a favor instead.
Most favors cost a lot more than 10 shillings.
Ain't got much, just a barkeep. But I can give you a room and a meal for the night. Looks like you two could use it.
I tire of these games. Speak your mind, peasant, or let us be rid of you.
Aye, sure. It's just this then. Last month, everyone in town put their scraps together, got ourselves a genuine 3090. The real deal. Then, 2 weeks go by, and something that goes bump in the night breaks into the tower, snatches our 3090, and makes like the wind. Found what was left of the poor thing in the woods a week later. Melted.
Melted, you say? Bah, impossible.
That's what we said. And we was looking at it with our own eyes.
So what went bump in the night?
Ain't much of a beast, but 3090s ain't built for that type of thing. Just one of those run-of-the-mill Amazon monsters. Think this one calls itself a New World or something. Blasted things holed up behind the old barn just out back. Shouldn't be any trouble for 2 monster slayers like yourselves. I'll have your food hot for when you get back.
And another ale. All right. Any wee beasties in this barn, show yourselves.
Very subtle. Oh, God. Look at that pathetic little thing. Kill it quickly. Put it out of its misery.
A new world, eh? Looked as if it was begging me to kill it. You really think something like this could melt a 3090?
Not sure. It didn't try to melt us. Silly little new world didn't do much of anything, really.
Well, it is an Amazon monster.
Then what did melt that 3090?
Now, why'd you have to go and keep asking questions, priest?
Why couldn't you have just slayed the monster, taken the room and the meal, and been on your right way?
What are you doing here, barkeep?
Barky, you could call me Evgar, and I'm just a businessman, looking to offload some poorly made 3090s to the fine, innocent folk of this town. And now that you've slayed the beast everyone believes was responsible, I'm free to continue selling all the 3090s I want. That is, unless a troublesome priest and his lackey feel the need to blab about my plans to the nearest person.
Why'd you cut his head off? Evgar wasn't a monster.
Are you sure? Selling bad 3090s seems fairly monstrous. And either way, he called me a lackey. I'm not a lackey. And I'm certainly not your lackey. So, you think that he made our supper before he came out here?